Thursday, and we are going to keep working on the Unlock UI. Now, technically, it works, but I'd like to make some improvements. It um, it isn't good enough, I think. So we're going to keep working on it for a little bit longer. I know I've been working on this for a long time now, but I just don't feel right leaving off with it in this shape. So as you can see here, I've got all the units and all their abilities, and that's nice. But this is so disjointed; it doesn't look like anything that we're familiar with. Um, on top of that, there's some problems. Some of these abilities are what are called modifier abilities. Like this one modifies this one, and there's no indication that this is the case. In addition, you shouldn't be able to unlock a modifier ability if you don't have the base ability, right? So we're going to be making some changes to this. The nice thing is that all the races are there, and you can see that I've zoomed in on the unit card here, which makes it much more obvious what we're looking at. You can see here that the shaman has so many abilities that it's actually being moved up over something else. So the other day I kind of mocked this up a little bit. So you can see here that I've got the base ability and the modifier ability. Now, the way that this this is going to be the first thing we're going to work on, is getting the modifier abilities into the same row. And then we're going to work on the line system, and then we're going to work on connecting all of that. So let's get started on that. So if we go back to humans, let's go to the mage. Now we've got the unit abilities container, so we're looking at that here. So here's teleport. Now we're going to want to create a, let's see here. So we want to move this to the top. We're going to call this an ability. Interesting, it's not letting me rename that. There we go. Ability group. I'm going to give this a rect transform and set the scale to 1. Now it automatically puts it here, width 85, height 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a horizontal layout group, and we're going to put in teleport, and we're going to put in Rimnir. So you can see that we've put both of the abilities in there, which is good. Now I want some spacing in between these. So you can see that the parent box is not expanding. Let's see, how did I do that before? Let's do content size fitter. There we go. So setting that preferred size for height and width, that looks good here. Now this one, there we go. So now we've changed that. So let me print screen this real quick, and let's print screen this, and then we're going to start making some changes. So we can start off by creating a new game object, unlock ability group, and give it a rect transform. Now, what did we just have on there? We had a horizontal layout group with everything checked and the content size fitter. Okay, we're going to turn this into a prefab. Okay. And I think we're going to create a new script. Let's see, we're going to go into the unlock. I'm going to call this unlock ability group. We're going to add that script here. Let's go ahead and apply that to our prefab. Now, we've got another prefab that we want to make some changes to. We want to make changes to the unlock card. So the ability container group, so we're looking at unit abilities container. We want only width and height check for this, so we uncheck this one and we'll hit apply to make those changes. So let's go ahead and modify this script. Let's close all but this. We need this script. We need the unlock ability. We need this script. Here's my script, come on. There's the loader. We want game object unlock ability group prefab. So let's go ahead and make a change there. So we pass that in there, and then we hit apply. Okay, so right here, create unlockability cards. We also want to keep a list of unlockability group, unlockability groups. Okay, and I think see here. How do we do this? So here, we want to put public unit ability, base ability. So let's go ahead and work on this here. Okay, we're going to if unlock ability groups dot any, let's use link. Okay, using link if unlock ability groups dot any x such that x dot base ability. Hang on, if ability dot is modifier ability, else. Okay. So we'll write the bottom part first, actually. Dot order by x such that x dot is modifier ability. Might have to reverse this order because what I want to do is I want all the base abilities first, and then we'll do the modifier abilities afterwards so that we insert them in the right order. So if it is a modifier ability, let's assume that we already have the base ability. So we're going to get unlock ability groups first or default x such that x dot base ability is ability dot modified ability if group not equal null, else debug.log error could not find unlock ability group for ability. Okay, so we'll check to see if we get any of these errors. So if we have a group, we want to add transform, parent transform. Let's return unlock ability card. Wait, do we need this? No. Their new unlock ability card, create unlock ability card, ability, and we're going to use the group.transform. Oops. So we're keeping the prefab in there, so maybe I shouldn't keep prefab there. Public list unit ability, modifier abilities, public void set base ability, public voids add modifier ability. Okay, so that's good. Do we need that? Come on, instantiate. Yeah, we don't need to pass in the transform. It's not really necessary yet. Okay. In this case, we do want to return no. Group dot add modifier ability. No, we do want to return it. Okay. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, now group dot add modifier ability, and we're not going to pass in the ability. We're going to pass in the ability card, unlock ability card. Yep, that's what we want to do. Okay, so when we do that, we do unlock ability card transform.set parent. And we use our transform, and we add it to our list. Modifier abilities.add, unlock ability card.unit ability. Alright. Do the same thing here, but instead of adding it to the list, we set the parent, so that's good. Excuse me. Now, if we don't have one, we're going to create a unlockability group create unlock ability group, unit ability. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Keep this design pattern the same. New object, instantiate, unlock ability group prefab as game object. Unlock ability group, new object, get component, unlock ability group, unlock ability group, and this, we want to set this as a child of our transform. There we go. Dot parent, or base ability, unit ability. Return unlock ability group. Okay, so if it's a modifier, we do this. Otherwise, new ability group. Create unlock ability group. Pass in the ability. Then here, I'm going to add that to our list of groups. There we go. New unlock ability group. So that creates it as a child of our group. Then how do we want to do this? Because we've created the group, but we haven't created the actual ability yet. I don't like the way that this is reading. Let's try this. Let's get the group. If group So we check to see if we have a group. If we don't have a group, we create a group. So we know that at this point down here, at this point, we have a valid group. If we have a group, yeah, this we can just bump down. Let's see. Okay, let's get rid of this transform setting here. I'll avoid set base ability. Okay. So we create the unlockability card. If else group.set base ability. Boom. Okay. Now we can put transform, parent transform here. And then we can pass in group.transform. There we go. Now we've got all of our parenting. Unlock, okay. Base ability, this line is redundant. Interesting, we've got this here, here, and here, but I don't know what we want to do with it. I'm just going to get rid of it right now. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay. Alright, so that needs a little work, obviously. We got an error here. Alright, let's take a look at our human warrior here. Okay, we've got an unlockability group. Now, upper center, upper left, no. So why is this not being displayed up there? There we go. So we need to have height turned off here. Let me test that with this one, make sure that's true. Yeah, so that's correct. Okay, so here we're expanding to the width, which is good. Let's add a little padding to the left and right. I think that might be a bit much. There we go. And look, we've got the order right, so it's the base ability and then the modifier ability. So that's good. Okay, so let's make that adjustment. So we have to go to our unlock card. Oh, we've got it right here. I'm gonna uncheck this. Add a little padding left and right. And let's see if we can reproduce that error. So no error that time. I think it was because we had a prefab down here. Alright, that already looks a bit better. I like that. Now this is an interesting one because here we've got multiple modifier ability groups. So I think I need to do one more prefab. Yeah. So let's take a look at this. So here we are in the group, and it's nice that we've got, you know, our base ability, but these two should be displayed above each other, I believe. So let's do another game object. I'm going to do another script. You know, if it's worth doing right. That's, you know, something that I think everyone should kind of try to live by. So we're going to call this a modifier ability group. And we're going to do a vertical layout group. We're going to put these two in there. I'm going to add a little spacing. And that looks pretty good to me. Might be a bit much spacing. 15 maybe? This is Consuming Blaze, and that's Demonic Ascendance, so we actually have duplicate icons for these abilities, or we're using the same icon twice. So let's work on this, getting this to work with our scripts now. Alright, I'm going to call this a modifier ability group. Transform 1111. I'm going to add a vertical layout group, spacing 15, and this is actually not going to be a prefab. Unlock ability group. Let's put this somewhere here in the unlock UI. I wonder why our scale is set to that. Anyway, okay, let's put that in here. Why can I not, can't set the width or the height? It's because of the preferred size, okay. So I think we just need a reference to this. Unlock ability group, serialize field, transform, modifier ability group, transform, and yep. So we just plug this right in there. Save on our prefab there. I think we can bring that spacing down a little bit. But we could probably add a little bit of padding. You know, let's change it if we need to. Let's do it that way. So unlock ability card, transform, set parent, set as first sibling. Okay. Set parent. Interesting. Let's do transform. Okay, and then this one is going to get the parent of this. So I think that's right. We'll see if the order needs swapping. We need to make a change here rather than setting the parent transform here. I know I've changed this so many times. We're going to let it handle itself here. So let's see how that performs. Okay, so the order does need to be swapped. You can see here that our modifier abilities are on the left. We want them to be on the right. Yeah. So here, unlock ability card transform set parent, unlock ability card transform set as first sibling. Let's see if that fixes that. Yep, so that fixed it. Very nice. So I like this. This is much nicer. And everything is aware of everything else. So this group has a reference to the base ability as well as the modifier abilities, but we don't actually want to keep track of the ability. We want to keep track of base ability, unlock card, modifier ability, unlock cards. We are going to need that later on. And because all this is public, we can just reference it later. Base ability, unlock card, get unit ability. There we go. Okay, so let's look through this here. Humans, undead. Now, let's take a look here. So we've got the Crypt Guard. And it's expanding, which is nice. We've got some padding on the left and the right. I see, we've got that as upper center, upper left, upper center. Huh. No, it should be upper left, I think. So why, you have this spacing here. So the spacing, it adds it even though there isn't anything. It adds spacing even though there isn't a second element here, which is weird. And if we add upper center, it's still it still doesn't center it. Let's see. It's got to be one of these options. Come on, really? Huh. That's odd. I'm missing something here, I'm sure. I want to keep the content size fitter here. That's fine. What if we got rid of that? No? Maybe we don't need spacing. Maybe we just need a little left and right. It's still not centering it though. There we go. So we keep the content size fitter on. And we add a little left and right. There we go. That seems more appropriate. Okay, so that's unlock ability group. We add a little padding left and right. So let's get rid of that. Upper center, left, right. See how that looks. Now we can see here from the mage we've got some problems. Let's go over to the demon page where we have the multiple. There we go. So we definitely got an issue here. So here's our unlock ability group. Got some left and some right padding. Add some spacing there. That adds a little bit of buffer, but that's going to skew the ones on top. So I don't think that's the right way to solve this. We've got the modifier ability group here, and that's, let's see here. For this one, we've got, here's the group. Now, even though we've got the spacing, we don't have that, distance there. It's interesting. That's kind of what we were trying to do up here. Interesting. This has a preferred width of 45, and then the modifier ability group. We need a content size fitter here. Preferred. Interesting. So that spacing is preserving its size. No, its size is 0. Its width is 0. Huh. Got rid of that content size fitter. Nope. Interesting. I wonder why that's happening. It's just because of that spacing. I see. Okay, so if we disable the modifier ability group transform, if we don't have anything in there, I like that. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to have that off by default. Void start. Set active dot game object set active false, and then as soon as we add a modifier ability, set active true. That way it doesn't take up space if we don't need it. Log in. Okay, so that already didn't work. Here's our mage abilities. Now we have the unlock ability group. Okay, so that start didn't work. I think that start was called afterwards. So what we're gonna do, come on. We're gonna just modify our prefab so it's off by default, and we're not setting it as off in the start, which can actually take place after we instantiate. It's just stupid Unity ordering stuff. There we go. So that's good. Mage, abilities, container. Here's our first group. So if we add 15 spacing, that separates those. Now let's go down to the next one here. If we add 15 spacing, it adds... Did that change something? I thought it changed something. So that doesn't make any visual change. That's good. Now let's go to our demons. Unlock ability group, spacing 15. There we go, that looks nice. Alright, I'm pretty happy with how that looks. I think the unlock card loader, I think we can increase the amount of spacing we have in between. Yeah. Alright, so let's do that. Let's see, unlock ability group, 15 spacing here. And now let's go to the unlock card loader and let's increase this to more space. And let's double check everything again. Okay, humans, undead. Alright, that's looking better. I think the zoom on some of our cards is a little bit off. I think we can zoom out a little bit more. So let's change that to 1.2. I needed more sleep yesterday. Like I'm all caffeinated up and everything, but this is just not as greased as it usually is. Okay, so let's work on those lines. So the way the lines are going to work is we're going to do game object UI image. Let's do one for the crypt guard here. Let's have this ignore, layout element. Now that ignore the layout. We've got no height, there we go. Now I've already got, I think I've already got the assets that I want. Let's see here, burn blade used. That's the one I think, yeah. So that's the version that's filled. This is what I started with. Come on. So you can see I've got like this fill here. Nope. Everything. Come on, Photoshop. Don't freeze up on me. Let me close you before you crash everything. Let's go ahead and open this again. So let's set this image to that line, and let's set its native size so we can see what that looks like. Now let's move that from here to here so that it's behind both the card and the ability. Now I believe I have bilinear. For this, I don't want bilinear. I want no filter because I want this to be pixel perfect. If I generate bitmaps, does it reduce? Yeah, it reduces the quality. Okay. So that's kind of what I want right there. Let's turn on the background here. I noticed that it's changing a little bit down here, so we're going to clean this up. Trim. Okay, let's get rid of that background image, trim, transparent pixels. So now we've only got exactly what we need, but I feel like you know, what is this furthest left and right doing for us? I don't really know. So let's clean that up. Come on. Trim. There we go. Save that. Wow, let's go to that image. Set native size. What happened with my opacity here? This is... it's so transparent. Why? Input alpha is transparency. Let's go ahead and duplicate this. something happened here. I need to figure out what, rather than just try to hack this. What happened here? You have it at its native size. Oh, we need the alpha source. Weird. Interesting. All right, let's merge these. See how that looks. Okay. Bit bright. Image canvas size pixels. Let's do width 11, and we're going to do another black pixel down each side here to give it more contrast. Image native size. I think we need to clean this up a little bit. So I'm going to delete this down the right side. So we've got black, something, you know, darker. Then we've got our highlight. Now let's go ahead and make the next three the same color. Okay, and then we're going to take black, we're going to do opacity 50% here. Oops, nope, not there. Actually, let's do 40% here. And then 20% here. Then we're going to copy, paste. Oops. Let's duplicate the layer. Fuck, what the hell did I just do? Come on. And free transform, flip horizontal. Okay. Now I'm not getting it pixel perfect on my other monitor, but that does look pretty good. So now we've got kind of like a track. That's the idea, at least. Let's merge these. I think this doesn't need to be quite as tall. Trim. And let's add a little bit more black here. Yeah, like that. And then when we do our fill, we've got these two colors, and that's fine. Let's go ahead and sample those. Oops. There we go. We're going to delete that layer, and we're going to do the lighter color, 100% opacity, down the middle, and our darker one on the outside. Let's see how that looks. Image, native size. And we'll stretch this down again. Preserve aspect. Okay, not bad. Now I think we can get some brighter colors here. So let's sample those colors. File new. Let's see, we'll get that and this. So we'll brighten up those colors a bit. And make that kind of pop. Now I think we can image, canvas size, pixels. We're going to add 2 and then 2 more. So that's going to be 13, 15. And then we're going to take black, opacity 50, and go here and here. And then opacity 25, here, and here. Save that. Interesting how we're getting like a gray there. Why are we getting gray? Okay, let's set native size. Yeah, why are we getting gray here? Normal, we've got it set to normal. Why, if I merge these, what happens? No, that doesn't change it. Cat, not right now. Why is our transparency so weird? That's really weird to me. There is some transparency here, but we're getting like a gray. What happened here? Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of that. Let's do an outer glow. Normal, black, size 2 pixels, get rid of our background layer. That's what we want. Okay, so that works. Interesting. No idea. So let's rasterize the layer, get rid of our background. I'm going to chop this up a little bit more. Image, native size. preserve the aspect because we want it to stretch. And we've got that weird gray on the outside again. Interesting. So I'm going to take 3 pixels off the top, 3 pixels off the bottom. Canvas size, pixels height, 33. Save. There we go. Okay, that's what we're looking for. Now let's turn on our highlight, and that looks good to me. Okay. Now we need to set a anchor. So let's move this over here for a minute. So we've got the pivot at 0. Maybe we want the pivot at 1? I don't know. Okay, let's do a script. We're going to do unlock UI line. Okay. All right, so we've got a unlock UI line script. Oh, I realize I'm in play mode here. Let's go and get out of there. Let's go UI, image. Let's add that script. We're going to call this a unlock UI line. And let's go ahead and plug in our there we go. Now let's set the pivot to 0. If we set the pivot to 1, okay, I see. Okay. I'm going to turn this into a managed resource, a prefab. Okay, so clean vertical, we'll save that, and then we're going to turn this back on and save it as clean vertical fill. And let's try something. Let's do an outer glow here. Let's see, we're getting that weird grayness there. If we do color and choose this, let's see. Let's do size 2 pixels. No, I'm just gonna leave it like this. I think my playlist just ended. Oh, okay, we're good. Okay, let's edit this script here. Using Unity Engine UI. Serialized field, sprite, enabled sprite, serialized field, sprite, disabled sprite. Okay, I'm going to plug in our images here. So this one we've already got set. This needs to be a sprite. We want no filter. Let's see, what am I missing here? Everything else looks the same. I don't know why we're getting that there and not there. So this is our disabled and this is our enabled. So we'll save that prefab. Okay, okay, let's see. Let's hit play and run this because I need to figure out where we're going to create this. We're going to do like a line manager script that dynamically creates all these lines. We'll create anchor positions and then update them all in real time so everything resizes when you stretch the screen or whatever. So I think the unlock card itself can manage it. Yeah. So I think what we do is we do a game object here with a layout component. Oh, God. This acid reflux does not go away. UI, unlock card. Let's just put this here. Something happened there. Why are we not getting any images here? Oh, because this is disabled. Okay, let's not put that as a child. There we go. So we're going to do a new game object here. 1111. We'll call this the line manager. give it a rect transform, but we're going to add a layout element and tell it to ignore the layout. Let's go ahead and save. Now let's go ahead and create a new script. Ugh. We definitely don't want the unlock card, all that code that we're about to write in there. Alright, let's call this unlock card line manager. Okay, let's wait on that to load. Come on. Takes forever. There we go. Alright, so using Unity Engine UI, we're going to need this update for sure. Now let's serialize field, game object, what do we call it? Unlock UI line prefab. We're going to put that line manager here with a reference to our line prefab. And then we're going to create all of those line prefabs and then update their position with every frame, and then we'll turn them on and off, you know, highlighting or disabling the line depending on whether the player has unlocked the ability or not. Okay. Let's see. We want unlock line manager, and then we need a reference to our prefab. There it is. And then we can go ahead and save our unlock card. Now let's think for a second here. When do we want to instantiate all of our lines? Well, first of all, we're going to need a list. Unlock UI line. Now, when do we want to create them? We want to create them after we've created all of the... we also need a reference to the unlock card. Which is the parent. No, we want a reference to the unlockability card loader. That's what we want. Unlockability card loader. Then here in the ability loader, let's do a simple event. System public event action. What are we calling this? Unlock ability cards, card loading completed. And then we'll fire the event here. Var handler unlock ability card loading completed. If handler not equal null, invoke the handler. Okay, then here void start See, it's on start, so we might miss that event. Yeah, I don't think we need to fire off the event. Yeah. Let's get rid of that. Getting ahead of myself here. Okay. On start, we're going to create all lines. Unlock UI line, create line, instance equals instantiate, unlock UI line prefab, and we want to set the parent to our transform as game object. Return instance.get component unlock UI line. Very simple. So the way that we want to do this, we've got our unit card, and then we've got abilities. So I think the way that we do this is how do we want to do this? We want to chain together the modifier abilities. We also want to chain together the actual abilities. So let's do the modifier abilities. The thing is, okay, so we have to iterate through our boxes, our ability groups. We have to link them all to the previous one. If there isn't a previous one, we link it to the unit card. So, for each var unlock ability group in unlock card loader dot do I have a reference to? Okay, so this stuff needs to be public now. Okay, that should be fine, yep. Unlock ability groups. Let's do unlock ability group previous, and we'll set that to null. So if previous is null, we're talking about the first one. Else okay. previous equals ability group. So I know that looks good. Do I need anything else here? Yeah, I do. Need to set some stuff. Let's go back into Unity. Unlock card. Okay. The line manager needs a reference to the ability loader. Now, the pivot here is, okay, so the unit image background, we can use that as our anchor point for, okay, so let's do serialized field, rect transform, main image, rect transform. Because we're going to need to link the first ability group to this. So we need a reference to that. Now, let's see. Let's take a look at something. I want to see what the anchor points for the ability, the unlock abilities look like. Whoa. So let's take a look here. So here's what we're working with. So the first one would be from here to here. So we're looking at this, and we have a pivot that is centered. So that's ideal. That's perfect. The unlockability card, let's make that rect transform public, because we're going to need to reference that. So let's do serialized field, or no, public rect transform, and it's public, yes, but we're actually going to set it in the inspector and save it to our prefab. So here, ability preview element, unlockability, unlockability card. I'm in the wrong, there we go. So all we do is we drag that in there. And then our unlock UI line, the way that this is going to work is we have a public rect transform source, public rect transform target. Okay. So the line manager, create line rect transform source rect transform target, line component source line component target return line component. So if we have, this is the one that links to the Oh, all right. There's a possibility that our first ability group is just a single ability. It could also just be a ability group with let's do void create lines for ability group, unlock ability group. Ugh. I'm trying to avoid redundant code here. Give me a minute. I need some water. All right. Let's take this a different way. Let's go through. Let's create a function called void create all lines for modifier abilities. Let's start that way. We're going to loop through. Let's go ahead and comment this out for now. for each var modifier ability in ability group dot modifier ability unlock card. Modifier ability unlock card. New line equals create line, and the source is going to be modifier ability unlock card dot rect transform, and we're going to the ability group base unlock card rect transform. And let's go ahead. Actually, we don't need a reference to this. We can just add this that way to our collection. I can still leave that, we'll need that later. So we loop through all the ability groups, and then we tie all the modifier abilities to their parent abilities. So let's see how that goes. Alright, let's look at the mage. Now the line manager has done nothing. It should have created a bunch of lines, and it didn't. Let's debug.log. I'm guessing we're going to get 0. Maybe I got the call order wrong. We'll see. So let's check here. Yeah, everything's coming up at 0. So I guess that means we can listen to the event. Go figure. Public event, action, completed loading, handler equals completed loading, if handler not null. So here, start, line manager, unlock ability card loader, plus equals, rename this, I'm going to rename this. Create all modifier ability cards. Don't need to debug that. And I think that's good. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we did get some lines there. We've got one. There it is, off screen. And we've got the source, which is that, and we've got the target, which is that, which is perfect. Okay, okay, so here in the update, position, I'm going to call update position. And we're going to do transform. Wait, let's do rect transform, get component. Okay. Rect transform dot position in world space. Local position relative to the parent transform. Let's do this. Debug.log source dot position. See what we get out of that. Alright, so the first one should be this one, and we debugged the source, which is that. Now, if I change this to debug, do I get the world position? Minus 610, 132.5. You know what, let's just try it and see. Rect transform dot position equals source dot position. Just see what happens. Okay, so looks like that might have worked. So if we look at our first line, it's exactly where we want it to be. Now, we need to do a little bit of math. So the height is what we're going to adjust. Okay, update position. good. Void update length. So distance is target dot position minus source dot position. That gives a vector. No, that's the direction. Vector 3 dot distance target. Well, doesn't really matter. Source target. And then we do rect transform dot size delta equals new vector 2 rect transform dot size delta dot x, and then we pass in the distance here. Source dot position target dot position. Okay. Go ahead and try that. And then we need to figure out the rotation, and I think that sets us on the right path. Then we need to tie some more things together to be able to enable and disable things so that we can have the line highlight or not. Okay, so that's looking very promising. It looks like our length is about right. So if we rotate this, we end up exactly where we want to be. That's awesome. Now I just don't know how to set the rotation here. I had to look this up. Someone had posted the code. Angle, yeah, here we go. Void update rotation. I have a vector point. Okay, so this is target minus source transform. Oops. Position. There's the angle, and then they set the rect transform rotation. Interesting. Image rect transform dot rotation. Huh. Rect transform. Oh, it's just lowercase. I was gonna say that seems pretty weird. So now we just have to call this update rotation. And let's see if that works as well. If we can get all of that working, that's pretty huge progress on those lines, which I thought were going to be a hell of a lot trickier than they actually are so far. No, it doesn't look like it worked. Looks like we got some kind of rotation, but not what we're looking for. I don't want to have collapse on. Interesting. We're about 90 degrees off here. What am I missing? Point B minus point A. Gonna have to be a little bit of guesswork here. Let's do source target, and let's see if that works. So that put us at the opposite of what we wanted. So let's go ahead and swap that back. Whoop. So target minus source. A tangent. Angle minus 90F. Is that a hack, or should I learn some trig? What do you think? So that moved it the other way, so let's try plus 90. This feels a little guilty, just guessing at this, but, well, we'll see. And we'll test it for sure, so we can be confident at least in saying that it works even if it is a hack. And in the end, that's really all that matters. So yeah, that looks good to me. Now let's go ahead and test this. I'm going to do a UI image. I'm going to put that under my unlock UI. And let's scale this down. I'm going to put it over here. Let's move this up here. Now we've got this line manager, and here's our line. Now the target is that, so we're going to change the target to this. You can see that our line has already updated, and if I move it, oh man, that's awesome. So the line doesn't get any thicker as we go. That's awesome. I mean, that's really just amazing. I'm really happy with that. Now, if we look at this line, we're actually resizing, you know, based on just the height. So very, 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 very cool. All right, the next part. The next part is, Well, actually, hang on. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's take another look at how everything looks. Okay, if we look at dead dwarfs, so here we're getting a 45-degree line, and that still looks pretty good. Really happy with how that looks. Yeah. Now we just need to link all of the base abilities together. But does that make sense? I mean, we kind of want to enable these lines. If you have, the connection, there's a dependency there. It is a modifier ability. Unless we restrict the player to a certain unlock order, connecting everything with lines doesn't make that much sense. I think maybe having an unlock order is kind of a nice progression system. It adds a lot of interesting design decisions for me. Of course, it also adds additional complexity. Now, here's something we can fix real quick. I actually haven't unlocked the Cyclops yet, but it's showing these abilities as being unlocked. probably because they are, but we still need to fix that. So let's see here. Unlock ability card. So here we have the unit ability, okay, which is fine. We also need the unit type. Let's see, unlock ability card loader. Create unlock ability for each. Create unlock ability card. Unit type. There we go. That means we have to pass in the unlock card unit type here, and then we set unlock ability card unit type, and here we can expand our logic. If account dot has unit type unlock image enabled true, and then we can take our old logic and put that inside of there. That looks good to me. Let's see if that works. One of the things I need to do coming up pretty soon is go into my database, delete my account that I've been using for testing, because I've unlocked all the races, I've unlocked all the abilities, or almost all of them, and then go through and see how everything looks as you unlock through the progression system. So if we go to orcs, we can see that because I don't have the Cyclops, these abilities aren't showing enabled. Now, we also have this locked shadow image. Let's try disabling that. Because I think it's a mistake to hide the image. Yeah, so we get the full color, but we still have that unlock icon there. I think we could increase the size of that unlock icon because the parent is much larger. Now, I'm wondering, we've got this foreground. I'm wondering if we could do something like what we did here. So we grab these two colors and we do a new layer, set this to 100% opacity. Let's do from here to here to here, here. And we'll switch colors. And going to save this as highlight. This is going to be a sprite, no mipmaps, no filter. So let's go ahead and swap this out on good old Orcon over here. So I'm thinking that could be a way to show that it's been unlocked. But I don't really like the way that that looks. Not really. I think if we do anything to this, we have to do it to the outside of the frame. Yeah. Okay, this is 85 by 85. Let's try something. Image canvas size, pixels. Let's do 95 by 95. Get rid of this. Now let's do a outer glow. Let's do it this color. Alright. Save that. Now let's go image, UI, image. We're going to put that here in. Whoa, what the hell? Here with Orcon. Let's do a layout element. Ignore layout. That way we can set our own width and height, which we'll set to 95 by 95. I'm going to move this down so it's behind him. And then we're going to set our new image so we can see what that glow looks like. I don't know, it's not that special. I think I need some inspiration. I think I need some ideas from people that have been doing this for longer. So here you can see that they have a glow around the outside for the ones that have been unlocked, and they have the arrows turned on for the transitions in between. Here in WoW, they've changed the highlight of the border. That's an interesting way of doing it. So they've actually got a drop shadow on the actual image, and then they've got the border becoming much brighter. I see. So our equivalent of that would be, we take this, oh, there's an interesting idea. So they grayscaled the, oh, that's so smart. Is there any way to set this as just grayscale? Unity UI image grayscale? No, I don't want this. I mean, I could always have, two. I wonder, let's see, gray, no. Well, they've got it in Photoshop here, that's not really. Standard assets effects package. Oh, they're spelling it Gray. Grayscale. Oh, that changes. No, that's not what we want. Oh, I really don't want to create color.grayscale. How do you do that? Oh, I'm adjusting the wrong one. Let's get rid of this. Image mask, button. Point 3, 0.4, 0.6 is what they've got. Oh, out of 255. 0.3 times 255 is 76. Um, 0.4, 102. And then they've got 0.6, 153. I mean, he still has color. I don't know why that's the, I don't know why that's the preset for grayscale. This just makes it black. Oh, there's got to be a better way to do this. Let's see, someone's got something here. Let's see what they've got. They've got a mesh renderer. They've got a color mapped material. Interesting. They've got a shader here. Alright, we'll try this. We'll try that. Let's see, let's go to shaders. Oops, I don't want a C# script. Ah, fuck. UI-grayscale. Create shader UI-grayscale. They spell it with an A or yeah, they did. So let's go ahead and paste this in and see if Unity doesn't like that. Let's do UI image. Let's take one of our ability icons. Plug that in there. Let's go to materials and create a new material, call it UI grayscale. UI, where is this? Custom UI grayscale. Custom UI grayscale. Then we're going to go to our new image and set that material, and ta-da! It actually works. Wow. So brightness, we've got an amount. Very cool. Very cool. That's awesome. That's really awesome. So let's do that. So we're looking at unlock ability card. New reference to serialized field material grayscale material. And we're going to do void set locked bool locked. Set locked false. Set locked true. Set locked false. If locked, else. Okay. Unlock image enabled false. Now we also need to set the material. Ability image material grayscale material. And you just set it to null otherwise. So we can go ahead and clear this out. And we'll update our prefab. Alright, now let's see how that looks. Something went wrong here. Do I have it flipped here? If account has ability, set locked false. Else. If locked, no, it's not working because otherwise all the other ones would have the material on them, and they don't. I'm also not getting any errors. We have the grayscale material. The ability image is this. This should be true down here. I think that's what it is. Yeah, there we go. So because we don't have these abilities, it is showing the locked icon and it's setting this to grayscale. Very, very cool. Now we need to do the same thing with the unlock card. We don't need that shadow imaged anymore. Okay, delete button, don't want to work. Oh, the whole keyboard? No? I just can't erase? Alright. Works there. What the hell? All right. Is it just? Yeah. It's just the just Visual Studio. What the fuck? All right, unlock card. There we go. All right, we don't need lock shadow image, but we do need serialized field material, gray scale material. Let's see, we have the unit image. Material equals grayscale material. Put that in there. Set that to null. Very nice. I don't know what happened here. Alright, we're going to make a final change to that unlock card. UI unlock card. So we've got that shadow image, which we just don't even need anymore. And we need a reference to our material. Okay. And I think that's good. Let's give that a shot, and then I think we're going to wrap it up for today because it's already 5 o'clock over here. Nice. So if we look at, yeah, so they fully grayscaled out the card. Yeah. And then image, adjustments, black and white, image adjustment, bring the contrast up a bit. I'm going to save this as Alt Grayscale. I just want to play around with this and see how this looks. So this is a sprite, point, image foreground. Okay. So that could be another way to differentiate these. Whoa. All right, I'm pretty happy with the progress that we've made today. The grayscale really makes a huge, huge difference. Yeah, I like that. All right, we're going to stop here, and we'll keep going tomorrow when I have time. Thanks for watching, and take care.